Now, I wasn't very thrilled when I saw that there was an upcoming title from the guy who made Words with Friends, but then they had a massive live stream showcasing a tournament that blew me away, and I realized it's basically 3D Clash Royale. Today we'll be discussing 3 upcoming games that you'll definitely want to keep an eye on in 2023. They all share bold visions and look extremely promising, but we'll be starting with the one I'm personally the most excited for, Shrapnel. Shrapnel is a first-person extraction shooter that I'm coining as a cross between Escape from Tarkov and Roblox. The core gameplay focuses on you going into an extremely dangerous zone and scoring some loot, and then getting out with your life intact. You'll be fighting other players along the way, giving constant tactical choice to how you approach each scenario. If you prefer to skulk around with minimal kit and extract early to take low risk, but still get a decent haul, then that should be an option for you. Or you can take your biggest, most badass gear and go in guns blazing and try to take others' loot instead. They've decided to take the same route as Call of Duty's new DMZ mode, where extractions get less plentiful as the match goes on, and thus forces players to actually compete in order to get out later in the match. This forces conflict and high risk to reward style gameplay for those who wish to partake, which I think is a really smart move. I really enjoyed Call of Duty's twist on other games in this genre from that extraction style. As if that wasn't enough, they're also incorporating an entire suite of creative tools to allow players to craft cosmetics, maps, and even weapons that others can experience. You'll be able to mint these items as NFTs and then sell them on the open market, allowing players with real creative talent to thrive and be rewarded for their efforts into the ecosystem. So there's something here for every type of player, and I can really appreciate this kind of broad vision. If they can really enchant a core fan base, then the community can lift this game up higher than the developers ever could by themselves. It's a great strategy, and I'm really excited to see what all comes out of this game. The world of Shrapnel takes place a few decades into the future, where a giant asteroid has struck the moon and messed up a large swath of the Earth as well. This exclusion zone is where you'll be foraying into to find pieces of this asteroid that actually have the ability to bend reality in the quantum realm. You're part of a band of mercenaries that used to protect this sacrifice zone, now turned inward to loot its great treasure. The narrative and setting that they're building seems really compelling to me, and I love the somewhat sci-fi but still really grounded aesthetic of everything. The gameplay that they've put out thus far is not great, however. It's visually stunning, and it's clear that they have a very talented art team, but it's also clear that they've never seen a soldier in action before. It honestly makes me want to throw up from motion sickness. Like, it is so jumbly. I think they were trying to go for like an Apex Legends style of movement with a very nimble player to kind of increase that mobility, but it seems like they've got a ways to go to get there yet. I'm sure they'll be able to improve on this though, and if not, I personally volunteer to help them do so. They do have a few NFTs out that you can purchase, and I really like that they're supporting multiple chains this early on. You can grab an operator NFT that gives you some special early access bonuses with more to come in the future. They're pretty early on in their roadmap as well, but they do have a white paper up that details how they plan to utilize the blockchain aspect of their game. They are planning on launching a token soon as well, and so that may be a great option for you if you're looking to start speculating on the game. Launch is still a ways out, but I'll keep you updated with news as we get closer. Next up, we have Wildcard. Now, I wasn't very thrilled when I saw that there was an upcoming title from the guy who made Words with Friends, but then they had a massive live stream showcasing a tournament that blew me away, and I realized it's basically 3D Clash Royale. If they could pull this off, this will be huge. So there's such an audience for this style of game. And I also think it lends itself very well to NFT integration. Magic the Gathering and its popularity has helped really cement that idea, and NFTs are basically digital trading cards. A lot of people can simply understand that aspect of it, And so I think that helps translate the gap to a lot of people that may be new to this technology. I'll link the live stream replay in the description so you can see for yourself, but it's already a very impressive game. They too have bold vision for their product and are aiming to create an experience that fans can participate in and own from the sidelines. The goal is to make Wildcard highly competitive and have aspects of an online sports arena. This will allow players and creators to directly engage with their fans and for fans to get incentives inside of the game itself. Picture the experience you have with your favorite sports team, but in the digital space. As far as gameplay goes, there are collectible NFT cards that allow the summoning of various monsters to the field. You select these to form a deck and then battle another player in real time while simultaneously controlling a champion that has various different abilities. Your objective is simply to destroy the enemy's goal by throwing yourself and your minions at it. The tactics portion is like Clash Royale, but with a little third-person action thrown into it. It seems very fun, and I can't wait to begin strategizing over forming the best deck that I possibly can. Maybe soon you'll be able to cheer me on in the arena. Finally, we'll discuss Apeiron, a play-to-earn God game with NFTs. I might have a bonus game for you after this though, so make sure you stick around. Couldn't help myself, sorry. Apeiron takes inspiration from classic God games like Populous, but with persistent progression via resetting your planet once it hits the max, and then you get bonuses for the next cycle. Apeiron also has an action RPG roguelike battle system and alliance-level PvE and PvP play. If this sounds like a lot to tackle, you'd be right, but the best part is that you can actually play a demo of the battle system right now. You will need to grab a couple of cheap NFTs to participate in the demo, but you can earn rewards for doing so. As of the time of this recording, the components for 1 hour's worth of demo battle time are worth about $2, and so that's very approachable for most. Apron already has a deep ecosystem of NFTs set up, including sets of celestial bodies and planets that you can breed in order to have a little mini game that will help you in the game launches. They're planning a unique 3-token system in order to hopefully counteract some of the problems that play-to-earn games have had with their economies up to this point, and separate governance to those who actually want to participate in it. There will also be a social alliance currency to give players a late game objective and to give them a sense of community. Decentralized governance will allow players to help control the overall narrative of the story. It's really nice to see other games start to incorporate the governance systems allowed by Web3 into their formulae. It's far more limited than the governance application of a game like Splinterlands, for example, and they are having a third party administrate the DAO, but at least it's present. Apeiron has a lot of really intertwined systems, and so there's something to offer every type of player here. It looks like they're planning a full game launch in the second half of 2023, and I'm really excited to see how the God game portion interacts with the action RPG element. They certainly seem to have a well thought out approach, and from what I've been able to experience, I'm pretty impressed thus far. It feels so good to finally see some upcoming Web3 games that have a high production value and get me hyped up, and these three definitely fit the bill. I'm sure that you'll be able to find something enjoyable among these three experiences, but if that wasn't enough, I've got a bonus game coming up for you next. I didn't find out about all these games on my own though. I actually had some help from the wonderful members of my private Discord community, Web Freedom. Check the description below and join up to get early access to this type of information, sneak peeks of upcoming content, as well as access to chat with all of these wonderful people that are dedicated to financial freedom and Web3 gaming. The Bornlist is an upcoming first-person battle royale style game that really reminds me of Hunt Showdown. It's a free-to-play game coming to PC with a VR version following shortly after. This one seems to be the furthest out of the games that we've discussed today, but if you sign up for their waitlist, you can get early access to their alpha version when that's available. There's no published roadmap just yet, but the content that's been put out by the team thus far seems top-notch. They're developing an intriguing world setting filled with horror and lots of shadowy characters. Additionally, there are a small number of NFTs that you can purchase, I believe 666, that provide you some extra in-game utility. AI integration is planned, as well as an in-game play-to-earn currency called Incense. Incense will start out as a traditional Web 2 only style in-game currency that will graduate to the blockchain once it's been thoroughly vetted and tested to ensure that it's not going to just fall apart. I think overall this is a pretty interesting strategy. We'll just have to see how it plays out for them. If you're equally excited about these titles and the future of Web3 gaming, then make sure to check out this video on screen now. You'll learn all about the history of play-to-earn in the metaverse so that you can set yourself up for success in this Web3 gaming world that we're moving into. Thanks. I'll catch you in the next one.